Well, Christmas is less than a week away, and we're back with another edition of Just Cook It right here at HeraldStandard.com. And it's all about Christmas these days, and it's happy holidays, of course, all around. And today we're going to be making what is the staple of my Christmas Day dinner, a nice prime rib. Now, when you buy prime ribs, this is a 2-bone cut, so this is a small one. This would serve probably 3 to 4 people. The first thing we need to do is we need to flavor it accordingly, so we need some aromatics. By aromatics, I mean what I have in this bowl here, which is carrots, celery, and onions. Okay, we also have some garlic, but that's going to go in later. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go back to the stove. So we have our vegetables on, and at the very end I have some very finely minced garlic here. We're going to add that at the very end because I don't want the garlic to burn. If we put the garlic in too soon, it's so finely cut that it'll burn and get bitter. Another thing we have that we're going to flavor our beef with, some fresh herbs. Now you can use whatever kind of fresh herbs you like. So we got our fresh herbs here, and you want a nice handful, okay? Nice handful. I usually go by like the fistful rule for this. Obviously, if you're doing more beef, you want 2 fistfuls for a half, 4 fistfuls for a full, okay? So just accordingly. Now, to go with our beef, while our vegetables are cooking back there, we're going to make a horseradish cream sauce. Now, that's very traditional with prime rib. What I have here is some sour cream, okay? Simple enough to get it right from your dairy case. I have some mayonnaise. Okay, it's going to give it a little richness. Then we're going to season it. I have some garlic powder and onion powder. A little bit of salt. Okay. And some horseradish. Of course, you can't have creamy horseradish without horseradish, right? And then we're just going to whisk this all together. And you can add some black pepper to it as well if you like. And then you can put this in the refrigerator. This can be made a couple days ahead of time actually, and as it sits it'll get even better. The horseradish will come out and get stronger and stronger. So make this a couple days ahead, pop it in your refrigerator, it's ready to go with your beef. Okay, so we're going to take our vegetables, now we've cooked them. I'm just going to transfer them back into the bowl that they came from. Okay, that way they stop cooking. Okay, now to get to our beef, now that our vegetables are done, we have our herbs. What we're going to do is I like to flip it over and start on the bottom just because it makes it easier. And I'm going to start with a little bit of olive oil. Just drizzle it right over top. And then you want to kind of rub it in, okay? So to make sure it gets coated all the way around evenly. Then you flip her over. Or him, whatever. Whatever you want your rib to be. We'll add a little more. Make sure you get it in on all the sides. Beautiful. Okay, now at this point, we're going to start to season it. Now you want to season it very liberally with salt, because when you're serving this, you're going to slice it, right? And when you slice it, the inside isn't going to be seasoned. Okay, what's in the center of this isn't seasoned, so you want to season the outside so that the seasoning on the outside of the rib helps for the inside. We're going to start to assemble it to get it in the oven. So I have here a pan with a rack. Okay, it's going to keep it up off the bottom, and then all the juices that come off of it or the fat that renders can run right into this pan. So I'm going to start with about half of our herbs that we have here that are already mixed. And what you want to do with your herbs before you put them down is you want to give them a little twist, just till you hear a pop. And what that's going to do is bruise them gently and allow the natural oils to start to come out. So then we're going to take some of our vegetables, right with our herbs. Okay. And then we're going to take our big slab of beef, right on top of that like a little nest. Okay, and as it cooks from the aromatics, it's going to go up into the beef. Same thing here. What I like to do is start with some herbs. Right on top, nice layer, some veggies, okay, there you have it, and then the rest of our herbs. And then we're going to take this to an oven, 250 degrees, depending on how big your beef is, obviously, the longer it's going to take, but I like low and slow is the key. The lower you go, that you roast it, the more tender it's going to be. So there you have it, roast beef for the holidays. Have a very merry, safe, and happy and filling Christmas. And don't forget to check out all my videos at heraldstandard.com and to visit my website at justcookit.net and to check out all my columns that run in the Herald Standard every other Friday and every Thursday in the food section. Thank you very much. Merry Christmas, and we will talk to you next year.